All right, we're gonna get straight into it. So this is the LS Swap oil pan from Holley 302-2. I did have to order the gasket separately. The only thing that comes with the Holley 302 is the baffle, the pickup tube, and that's pretty much it. This typically runs about $360, so you typically running about $4 out the door.
So these are 10mm bolts. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove all of them.
It's a little expensive, but it's something that I have to have for this particular application. Because as you can see with that oil pan right there, removing those 10mm bolts to take off the oil pan, that it runs very deep and it just won't work for the CUTLASS. So what I'm doing here is I'm going all the way through, taking off the 10mm bolts all the way around the oil pan, and when you look, you can see there's some bolts in the bell housing, there's some bolts, of course, around the pan, and all of those will need to be removed. The best way to go about doing it is actually to look at the Holley oil pan and get a better gauge of which particular nuts and bolts need to be removed. So that's what I'm working on here. Now this was my first time actually removing a oil pan, so it took a little while, but right now what I'm doing is I'm just going from each side and prying it off. Essentially it took most of the time because that gasket was holding it on. Now here I'm taking 13mm bolts and I'm removing the windage tray. The windage tray is that particular tray that you're seeing being held from the bottom of the motor. And it's 13mm bolts. So I'm first going to remove the windage tray, and then I get to that pickup tube that's still attached. Now that pickup tube, that's actually a 10mm bolt that's holding that pickup tube in. And the other part is actually being held by the 13mm that was attached to the bottom of the block between the windage tray. So it was two bolts holding it in, 10mm and a 13mm. Now here, from the bottom of the block, I'm just giving you like a show and tell of how everything looks in here. The rockers and all that good stuff. Straight up, not engine. I'm not that educated on it, so I really wanted just to show you how it looks, and maybe you can give me some advice on how the condition of the motor is. Here, I'm actually using the little plug for the oil cooler. I'm going to do the oil cooler, but I'm just not sure if I should be purchasing the radiator that has the lines for the oil cooler and transmission, or should I have little separate oil coolers and and transmission coolers? Do me a favor and comment below which one is best. Have it going through the radiator, or just to have it separate coolers for the transmission and for the engine. Here, as you can see, I'm taking the baffle and I'm putting some thread locker on it, and I'm attaching it to spec, bolting it down. Now the PDF is online, so please do me a favor, if you're following this video, definitely go online, look at the torque specs. Everything has to be torqued to specs, so do me a favor and definitely go and do that. But here what I'm just doing is I'm just putting this together. Now for the windage tray, the directions said that you could take the windage tray and try to install it in completeness, but this one actually requires a 14 1/4 application, and then I had to notch it.
So I guess I didn't press record, so my bad. But I just went ahead and just cut this out here. I went 1/2 inch, what's going to be 1 inch in, and that should take care of that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grind all this down nice and smooth, and then clean up the windage tray and do a test fit. Alright, so just going to grind this down nice and smooth.
I did not put the gasket on, but I'm not sure if you can see that. You see that? So I went ahead and turned the harmonic balance, but to me that looks like something had hit there. So
I think it's better safe than sorry. And this all could actually be cleared up by just putting the gasket on and not having any issues. But I'm gonna take the grinding wheel and I'm just gonna grind that down just a little bit. Put the windage tray up here, like, let me see, I might have to move this back since, hopefully you'll be able to see. We'll first start off with this one here. And remember, these are 13 millimeters. We can get another one. I'm just gonna clean them off. Put it over here. And once it settles up like that, alright, so, alright, at this point, we're going to do all of them except this one right here, because that's the one that we're going to put the plug in. So, get everything tighten up. Okay. Get everything tighten up. Real quick, but it's lubed, but there's really no point of putting any more lubrication in it because it's just gonna come out. All right, I'm gonna take this here, put this here, so we can get it to stay in place. I'm not gonna go all the way. Oh yeah, that's right. With this, you have to always first make sure it's in there, and then you can come and then put it in. That's how this works. All right. So once that's there, the O-ring is in. Let's just double check. Yes, the O-ring is in. So I'm gonna take this this Allen wrench, and I'm just gonna get it started, and we'll come back and we're gonna tighten everything up in a little bit, but just gonna get that one, and it's two, where the other one is. Let's see where the other one, this is the second one, and you can't see me putting it in, but the second one is just on the other side there. So we're just getting everything hand tight. And then after we get everything hand tight, we'll go ahead and torque everything to spec. So that's two of those. That's this. That's this. Oh, I think I should have tightened up the windage. Let me see real quick. Yep. The windage tray bolt is in the way. I should have tightened it up to spec first, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna take, since I went ahead and grinded this down, I'm going to just like this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it and have everything fall down just like that. And once, all right, according to this, we don't put any according to this, we don't put any seal on it. We just put the gasket and that's it. according to this. So that's what we're gonna do.
So here what I'm doing is I'm supposed to be taking this this gasket sealant or sealant, let me say that, and I'm supposed to be putting at the corners where it seems like the motor comes together. But definitely, again, follow the directions, but that's what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be putting it in each corner where it seems as if the metal is coming together, like there's a little small gap or so. And here I'm just installing the actual oil pan. 10mm bolts all the way around. Remember, there's some bolts on the side.
Directions.
That's it.
We're gonna make sure that everything's 18. All right, let's see. You're supposed to go all. Hey, so these bell housing is actually supposed to be 37 foot-pounds. 37 foot-pounds. All right. Now, all right. It's the oil pan plug. All right. Good, and I am. Okay. That's it. 18 foot-pounds. Alright, I'm gonna try to do a quick little zoom, but so yeah, now it can only go one way. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this in. Seems like it's already got some type of blue light Loctite or something. But this is it goes in, and once it goes in, then now it says to tighten it. I can just get something under it. Now this should be a 22mm, but back, I'm just taking this so that I can use this, and that's it. So it takes 6 quarts, so that was 1 quart. 5 quarts, and we should be done for today. This. The accessories back on.